YouTube, Shukin Shelby here with a review of the Tire Co-Con Series 03 Kamen Rider Drive Type Wild with the Rumble Dump tire, because everyone loves a good Rumble Dump. So this is our third entry into the Tire Co-Con series and our second figure, this time bringing you Drive's second form, Type Wild, brought to you by the Shift Wild Shift car, and it's pretty cool, and I like it quite a bit. This was released in November 2014 for the usual price of 3,200 yen, typical Tire Co-Con figure series price, so nothing too crazy there. There is an item I forgot to put in the frame. That is included too. So, the box is pretty typical, just done in black with Type Wild all over it, so nothing too new there. But this guy is new, and he's actually very cool. I love it when a rider can go from this to that. These forms are vastly different, and I really like that about this. I love it when the rider forms are completely balls to the wall different. And I like it a lot. In fact, it might be my favorite form of Drive. Technics TK figure just got revealed in magazine scans as of this recording, so I kind of need to get that figure to make my final decisions, but I really like this guy. The tire on the shoulder really does it for me. It reminds me a lot of like War Machine or something with the shoulder mounted missile launchers and stuff, except with a tire. It's really cool. It keeps Drive's really awesome helmet designs going with this one. They still got the headlight theme and the eyes, but it now matches Type Wild sort of dune buggy four-wheeler sort of design that he's got going on. He got the Wild logo right in there. Obviously very armored compared to Type Wild. If we bring Type Speed in, once again, Type Speed is very sleek, very aerodynamic, so to speak, whereas Type Wild is very armored and a little bit more bulky and obviously much slower. But I really like it. The chest design is really cool too. And the back is actually very plain, but that is actually how the suit looks. It's a very flat silver back here on the actual suit, and it's still got all those sort of underbelly of the car design going on that I really like about Drive's suit and these figures. They look really nice. I could probably use like a black wash or something if you really wanted to make those underbelly details pop. But again, that is by no means mandatory or anything. I think there's a animal hair stuck on his belly. Should I get that out? But anyhow, articulation is not hindered whatsoever by this guy at all. As you can see, he does have this shoulder thing where these can pop out and move a little bit. So you got that going. I don't really fully understand the purpose, but I guess it helps with the articulation a little bit. And it might serve some secondary purposes down the line with other accessories. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, even with the tire on the shoulder, you still get a full rotation. And not a whole lot of hindering articulation in that direction. A little bit. But not a whole lot. Very minuscule. And then, of course, the same sort of articulation that we're used to on these figures. You do have swivels at the bicep right there, and then at the edge of the glove area. So quite a bit of articulation on this guy, as always. Like I said, these gimmick figures are really pumping up the quality, and I can really appreciate that on these. They're really fun. So included with Type Wild is the Handle Ken, which does have a little turny wheel, so that's kind of cool. It might be able to pop off. I'm not going to try. There's no shift car inserted, so it's just kind of the generic sort of design, but I do really like it. It could use some paint, obviously, but these weapons are never painted, usually, and if they are, it's usually just two colors, like the blade and the base handle Ken. Someone's got a really loud car next door. But he can hold that just fine. No huge problems there. I don't particularly like this finger system. I never really did. But it's holding it pretty decently, so I will give it credit there. So you can get all sorts of cool poses with the handle Ken. And of course you can give that to type speed if you wanted to. And the tire he comes with is the Rumble Dump tire, which is right here. And it's pretty neat. If you spin it while it's connected, the drill will spin. So that's a cool little gimmick. Here is the Type Wild tire. It's nothing too crazy. It's just like Speed's, except it's more designed after a off-road sort of tire. I'll pop off this little hubcap piece right there. I can get it off, and that will reveal the port that we're used to. So actually you could take Drive Type Speed and you could attach him to Type Wild Shoulder, and you could have Kamen Rider Drive Type Siamese Twins. Because that's always fun. If we had Dimension Cab, that would actually be a really funny picture. But anyway, pop that off, and then you can take the Type Wild tire off. You can take the Type Wild tire, put it on Type Speed if you so wish. It doesn't really change a whole lot about him, but the tire is different nonetheless. So we'll set that tire aside and bring in Rumble Dump. Like I said, it's cool. It's yellow. It's got a drill. Drills are cool. And that will just pop right into that socket right there. And you have Kamen Rider Drive Type Wild Dump. That's another awesome name. Wild Dump. Speed Dump is another possible name. And I don't know how I feel about that one. But with the wheel attached here, you still get the drill gimmick. So that is always helpful. And you can position the shoulder if you wanted the drill to go forward. Alternatively, you can keep the tire on there, but pop off the sort of hubcap piece. You can pop this piece back on here if you wanted to. I don't know if that helps at all, but you can pop that on, and he can hold this in his hand as a handheld weapon, which is something Type Speed has to do, which I'll demonstrate in a second. So you got that. There's no real way to make the drill spin without getting your finger in those gears. And he doesn't hold it all that well, so I would advise not particularly doing this formation, because it just doesn't look nearly as cool as having a big tire drill attached to your shoulder. So as I was saying, Type Speed can use Rumble Dump. No problem. Everyone was concerned. They're like, oh, they're changing the tires. We can't use Rumble Dump with Type Speed. Well, you can. They're making sure that these tires are compatible with everyone, which I love quite a bit. So now you have Speed Dump, and Speed Dump is out of control, so he's just kind of going. That's accurate to what happened in the show, I believe. So I am more or less just playing with this toy on camera right now. But here we go. So overall, I really like this. It's a really cool design that I certainly really enjoy. Looking at Type Technique, I love how his three forms are just completely radically different, and the tires change locations, and I just think that's really cool. So if you're a fan of the Type Wild suit, this is a great figure to pick up if you don't want to wait for the figure art. If you're only getting one figure, then there's a good chance you might want to wait for the figure art, because it's definitely going to be the better figure. But if you're all in on this Taiyo-Kokan line, Type Wild brings a very fantastic body to the mix, rather. It brings a nice mold to the mix, too. But I really do enjoy it. Rumble Dump is a fun tire that has compatibility with the Tridoron 2. So you can do all sorts of fun stuff with these guys. And the line is growing steadily and gets more and more fun at every release. So I can't wait to see how the next tire set looks. That just released, and I should be getting that pretty soon. And we'll take a look at that whenever it arrives. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.